What made you want to start a podcast?
So like when I think I was like 24 or something. You know that age? You know that age of like when you're like, everyone wants to know what I'm saying right now because I'm the funniest fucking person on earth.
Yeah.
Like everyone cares. I was like, dude, we should make a podcast to one of my old coworkers at the store that should not be named.
We can't not name. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we will not name them until they sponsor us.
Yeah.
Then we
can name them. We'll name drop left and right.
Then we'll do some naming. She was like one of the funniest people I've ever met, and she was also gay. And I was like, bro, we should literally make a podcast, and we should be like, this is like a gay podcast or whatever. And this is back when like being gay was still kind of like on the fringes. Then she like moved away, and we didn't do it anymore. Like we didn't even start it. I don't even know if she was. I think she was just trying to placate. She was like, yeah, sure, like whatever. She was like down, say,
but not really down.
You crazy bitch, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so now we're here. I think back then I had this like level of I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna say or do whatever I want. And then this like event happened, and I was like, oh shit, I can't just say or do whatever I want because I will get doxxed.
What event are you talking about?
Yeah, I just like my tweets got back to someone, and one day I had to like.
They found you?
They found me on twitter.com.
Wow, that's so rude.
And they were like, we're gonna fuck this girl's life up. So one day I get called into the office of the company that I shall not name. I literally was like, okay, yeah, like I'm getting called into the office because I did something good that you guys want to commend me for.
Period. You're like, I'm a star employee.
That's why you called me on the intercom.
It's giving a raise. It's giving promotion. It's giving a new title.
Then I walk in, and like there's like every female manager that works the store. I think one of them was even like off of work. Like she just came in just to have this conversation. Damn. And I was like, okay, feminist movement. Like,
there is no allyship to be found.
Okay, damn. Like, wow, all these women. Like, am I about to be put on like the board of women for X company? No.
At what point did you know that it wasn't like, oh, I'm in trouble?
When they sat me down and literally were like, are these your tweets? And like,
did they print them
8 by 11?
Oh, no, they didn't.
Each tweet
no,
was
they
on
didn't.
a different piece of paper.
8 by, oh my God, they printed it.
And everyone had a different AV on it. Like I had like pink hair in one of them, blonde hair in the other, and then like I think like my normal hair in the other. So like, whatever op it was watching me for a while.
Yeah, that's a deep dive op. It was waiting.
The tweets weren't even that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like, if you come into the blank store during the holidays, you're the enemy. That was one of them. Which is like, okay, like you act like I'm literally bringing a into the store.
I don't know if we should be saying
anyway.
And store.
Anyway. But yeah.
It's truly at the store. We're gonna get doxxed before we even start. So we're gonna get shut down before we even start episode 1.
We don't even make it terrorist list.
Yeah. I'm like, the ops hate us so much. Like, we're a terrorist. We're a terrorist.
Gay bestie on the terrorist.
Like, we're on the list. We can't fly anywhere. I have a trip to go to.
Oh my God. Next time I go through the clear line, we're going to be like, is this your podcast?
Like, is this your podcast? Honestly, I'm going to deny you till the day.
I don't know that girl.
I don't know that girl. Is that you? No, it's not me. You're like...
So yeah, so that's that day. Moving forward, I was like, damn, I got to shut my Twitter down. Like, I need to go private. That was like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Oh my gosh, the day that you
have to go private.
Yeah, dude. That was the worst thing. Day. And so from that day on, I was like, damn, I can't just be saying whatever I want to say, even though it's probably really fucking funny and like the masses should hear me. But yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do about it?
So yeah, so that's then I had that thing where like I can't say what I want to say, and I'm also really self-conscious now because am I gonna lose my job? You know, like I was under investigation for weeks. And every day I would come to work like, do you guys have any updates? Yeah.
Wait, so you got fired?
No, I didn't get fired. I didn't get fired. I was very close.
You just like quit.
I was under investigation from this company. I was on a list.
For your tweets.
Yeah, for my tweets. Like, I was public enemy number one.
Damn.
So from that day forward, and now I feel like as I get older, that thing where I'm like, I think I care too much, it's like going away. I'm like graduating from from giving a fuck too much academy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And neither do you.
I give like
Perfect.
I want to give a fuck about things that I should be, but like I don't want to. I know I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna get me fired now. Hopefully, if you're from my company, please.
Like, please.
I need this job.
I desperately need this job.
I need
Please
this to survive.
not,
But what about you? When did you know that you wanted to start a podcast?
You asked me and I was down, and like my background, I definitely am like, I love to talk, and I have
my background is I love to talk.
My background is I love to talk, and I love a platform that'll allow me to talk.
Yeah.
So that's it. And like I guess like my degree is like communication studies. So like I've always kind of been vocal.
You never talked before you got your degree.
Yeah.
Right?
It wasn't until I actually had the paper in hand that I was like, okay,
ready.
Now everything can be spewed out. I also just feel like as a Black woman, like you don't get a lot of amplification or your voice heard a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that like I'm someone who's has a lot of opinions, has always been like very outspoken. As a person of color, actually I'm not gonna call myself a person of color, I'm gonna call myself a Black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do get silenced a lot, and so I feel like I am someone who is comfortable with talking, so why not? And I feel like it's definitely like a need and not something that's like super oversaturated.
You don't want to do this.
No, it's like we need to do it.
No,
we need
I
representation, and like I would have loved to have like a podcast listening when I was like in school and stuff to feel like connected to.
No, I get that. I literally think about it now and I'm like, if I had a podcast to listen to when I was living in Texas of like two queer women and they don't look like anyone that I went to school with, like in small town Texas, like everyone was, you could guess, white.
Yeah.
For the most part. And I think if I had that, I wouldn't have like waited to like come out as long as I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like I wouldn't feel so nervous
like,
to be like, why are you calling me like a racial slur right now?
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't go along with it as a joke.
Oh my gosh, literally.
Right?
It's like you're so uncomfortable and you're like, but these are the only people that you kind of know around you.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to like give in to like what they're making fun of you about.
It's like
but
peer
it's like,
pressure to be hateful towards yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Like internalized.
That's a whole battle itself.
Racial shit. Yeah.
And then you like start to believe it. Like you're so young. Like these are like during developmental like stages of life, and it's like you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You're just gonna go along with whatever's going on.
I know. Well, it's also too like you want to fit in so bad when you're that young. Yeah. Because you grew up in like
whoa.
Did you?
Because
you grew up in like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So like in your pocket of Los Angeles, did you feel like you grew up like around people that you felt like symbiotic with, or like?
I feel like where my parents decided to settle and raise a family. Like it was just crazy because like
and no, like
they did. Though. They like decided to go in that like direction, and I think, but like when I went to high school, like I went to like a very predominantly like African American and Hispanic school, and there was like literally only like 4 white people, so it was weird to have like
oh my god
the dichotomy of like, oh, you're with your like kind of like like a culture shock, like you're with people that look like you, but then you go home and you're surrounded by people that don't look like you.
How far away was your school from like where you lived?
Well, when I moved to LA, I moved to like mid-city in high school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but like middle school I was like on the beach side. Yeah. So it was weird to have like that. And then it's like you still have like your friends in the South Bay area, but I lived in LA.
Yeah.
High school was a lot different because it was like I was like around white people in middle school and elementary school, and then high school was like I wasn't the token like Black person, so then it's like you get kind of like the culture shock from your own people.
It's like reverse
so then it's
shock.
And then I was like, oh shit, like yeah, I got like definitely cultured in high school. Like,
Damn.
I will like never forget this. I like went to summer school going into high school at my high school, and like I remember like I have an older brother who also, we're only 2 years apart, so we always had school together. And I remember like one of this guy was like trying to like flirt with me. He heard me talk, and then he's like, "Oh, like why do you talk like that?" And because I was like surrounded, like I like
yeah.
was surrounded by like white people, so like I guess you can say I was like talking white.
Oh shit.
And so then he was like, "Why do you talk like that?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like this is just how I talk." And then like my brother came up the stairs, and like he was like, "Oh," like he was like asking me my name and then he recognized my last name because of my older brother, and he like literally was like, "Oh, okay, like I'm
he
gonna
backed
like
off?
yeah," like he literally backed off.
Do you think that your brothers ever got that question, like why do you talk like that?
No.
No. Do they talk differently? Like
I would say,
do they talk like white women?
I don't want to like speak on my siblings' behalves. I think it's just different.
Should
like
we ask them?
I was like, should we get them on the line? Like, definitely my older brother he's able to like, I feel like he wasn't code switching until like you have to code switch, which is like not in high school. Like,
no, for sure.
Like, in the workforce, in the workplace.
Dude, I wish I had that thing in my brain. Like literally, I was just telling some of our friends the other day, like in the corporate environment, like I was in a Zoom, like I work for a startup or whatever, and everyone's like really cool there, and I feel like I can talk to them about like just I can be myself. I don't have to be like like corporate polli, you know what I mean? And so I was in a Zoom and I was wearing like a camo thermal, like long sleeve.
Oh my gosh,
and
I could never.
And my background,
no, I could like.
What, you hate camo long
No,
sleeves?
I'm saying I would wear a camo long sleeve, but I have the opposite of like my workplace.
You feel like you have to wear like a button up. Like you feel like you have to be like corporate-y.
Not corporate-y, I just feel like I have to be like, I can't be fully myself.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I have the opposite issue of you where maybe I should tone it back. Like,
what are you doing on the Zoom call?
Okay, so on the
like,
Zoom
what?
call, we're all at, like work from home, whatever, and so on the Zoom call, like I was blending into the background of my
because you had camo.
Because I had camo on, and like my background is like the same colorway of like the top that I was wearing, and so my peer was like, "Oh, Polly, haha, like your shirt is like blending in or whatever," and I. Without even fucking, like, you know the thing in your mind that's like, you shouldn't say this? I literally was like, yeah, I'm naked right now. Zoom call of, like, my whole sales team. So, yeah, so, okay, like, talk about code switching. I feel like I need to watch some seminars about that. So, I had an idea for every end of the podcast where, please don't touch my toe.
I literally just hit you.
Where we could say, one of the nicest things that you've ever heard somebody say to you about yourself, like one of the best compliments you've ever had, or one of the kindest things you've ever heard about yourself, and then what's one nice thing that you want to say about somebody right now?
Okay,
do you want to go first?
I'll go first. So actually recently my coworker I was like laughing, I was probably making a joke or something. She's like, Nicole, like, do people tell you that, like, you have an infectious laugh? And that, like, whenever I hear you laugh, I also want to laugh.
Okay,
oh my
cutie.
gosh. I was like, wow, that's so sweet. Yeah, like, she's like, your laugh just makes me.
That's so
like,
cute.
And then I will say one other thing. Sorry, I just remembered. I know it's not a two.
She said it's really hard to pick what people are saying to me all the time because I get
this actually happened last night. This person came up to me, said something, like gave me a compliment, and then they were like, I just like really like love your energy. And they were like, the person should not be named, but they were like, you just have like such good energy, and I love your energy, and like I want to know you.
That's cute.
Sweet. And
you were looking fire that night too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had a really cute jacket on.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
The second part was something that you want to tell somebody?
Yeah, something nice that you want to say about someone.
I want to say something nice
have to be in the room
about Polly. I just think that I would like to say that, like, you were so patient today. And I appreciate, like, I feel like we both are kind of like, we don't know what we're doing, but I think it's like good that like no ideas are like shut down.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful like energy to be around. No idea is a bad idea.
Yeah.
What about you?
The nicest thing that I've ever heard.
What's right now?
That, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So the nicest thing
Or
that
like
I've ever
compliment
heard
or nice thing.
was on Tumblr. Did you have a Tumblr?
Yeah.
Okay.
I fucking love Tumblr.
Okay, yeah. So it was on Tumblr. So this was like obviously years ago.
Yeah.
Probably like 10 years ago. In like the anonymous thing. And they were like,
oh my God, I used to love the anonymous thing. I feel like I was like seeking gayness also on Tumblr.
oh my God, everyone was horny and gay
and like
on
horny
Tumblr.
and gay, and I was just like asking questions. Like, yeah, I was like talking to somebody from Australia. Like,
oh wait, yeah.
yeah, I was like, I used to talk to somebody, and like we would have like, it was a girl, and we would have like, we were literally like pen pals. I'm like, this is some long distance lesbian shit that like I didn't realize until like later.
Oh my God.
I don't actually.
What
I like
what
actually
would you guys talk about?
like how our day was. What like. Yeah, it was like what we were
You had
up
a wife,
to, like
bro?
where do you want to travel to? Like literally like
Do
yeah.
you still keep in touch with them?
No, I should like no. And
Have
I
you
actually
looked them
like
up
don't
before?
even think that like I don't even know if they're gay. I just was like, you seem cool. Like we were both like I feel like our Tumblrs are very similar, and so we would talk about like things. I know it's
Wait,
kind of
but
crazy.
have you looked them up at all?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
Really?
I'll probably do that too. Like, yeah, I should do that.
Oh my God.
I know, it's kind of crazy. It's just like a thought. I'm like, I don't know. I have no interest of really like.
I mean, it's not like
seeking
pursuing
that, like
that,
that
obviously.
person out.
But no, but I'm just like, that sounds like a kind of a monumental part of your life. Like, that sounds like it's part of your gay origin story.
Maybe.
Like, hello, that's so gay.
I know, but I didn't know it was gay.
Yeah, I know, but like
I was like,
know,
oh, we're just friends.
I didn't know that. Like,
friendship.
now that I look back at some things that I would do when I was like in second grade, I was like,
Yeah.
that was gay.
Yeah.
That's what a gay second grader
Oh
would
my
have
God.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that will be for another time.
Yeah, we
But,
should talk about all of the little gay origin
origins,
stories that we
yeah.
have had.
So basically, in the anonymous section of
Yeah.
Tumblr, this person was like, Polly is literally the hottest girl I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
With the biggest dump truck. I'm just kidding.
With the biggest dump truck ass I've ever seen.
Okay, no. Actually, they were like, and I know I have this like screenshot in somewhere, but they're basically were, okay, another little part of context of the story. I was the Gay Straight Alliance president in high school. As an ally. I was gay,
bitch.
I was like straight.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
literally.
I was literally a straight president, like an ally, and my vice president was my best
Dude,
friend
that's
Philip.
so crazy.
Like the gayest person you've ever met. Yeah. Hi, Philip.
Both
I'm
of you
sorry that you're
guys.
the gayest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that is bonkers.
So that's so funny.
So foreshadowing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So like when I was like, and it's
Were
also
there,
funny
like,
because
Gay girls and
Yeah.
everything, and you like.
I mean, so being gay in like 2011 and 2012 in high school was such an interesting, like, because I know a lot of people.
Like you came out later, right? Like
I
when
came
you
out when I
were-
was 23.
Okay.
And like there's a lot of people that had no idea were queer, even in my own friend group that that have now come out like later in life, right?
Mhm.
And even the people that we kind of knew were gay, like that were like more popular crowd or whatever, they didn't go to GSA or whatever because
Of
like
course
I think
not.
they're in denial
Yeah.
for sure. But the people that would go to GSA were like kind of the like alt
Okay, I see.
people. You know what I
Got
mean?
it.
And then there was me. I was like fucking preppy,
like,
but then I also was like,
Presidente.
I grew up going to like Warped Tour and like literally like listening to.
You
I
were, like,
still
an
listen to all that
alt-girly.
music. Yeah, it was interesting. But there was a person in there who was the writer of my anonymous message, and they're like, "Thank you for allowing me to be me and really seeing that I was like letting me be myself." And
Shut
like,
up.
bro, I like about to start crying right now. And like,
Oh
it
my
was,
gosh.
it's like to this day when I second guess myself or I feel bad about
Yeah.
myself, like I remember that. Like I think about it a lot. And I'm like, even if I'm not kind to myself, there are people who think that I'm kind to them,
Yeah.
and I think that's all that matters.
That is so beautiful.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's an amazing story.
Yeah, and and like it's funny because like on some like boasting shit, sometimes I'll still like post it whenever it comes on my like stories on. I posted it to Facebook, and so whenever it comes on like the memories on Facebook,
things, yeah.
I know I've like posted on my story one time on Instagram, and they're like, haha, like I still feel that way or whatever.
That is so sweet. What the heck?
I know that it was crazy.
That is so beautiful.
And then something nice that I want to say.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to you, obviously, because
Oh my God.
what started as like, I think we both were thinking that it was kind of a joke.
Yeah.
That we were going to start a podcast.
Yeah.
But now, like, doing it is, I feel like regardless, again, if it like happens to be anything, like, it's fun. And it's also like, I don't think we've ever sat down together for hours and just talked to each other.
I definitely think we have.
No, we have. But like I feel like we're always at a bar or like we're always at. I
feel like that time that I came over when you lived in Long Beach.
Yeah.
That was when
that
I
was
was
a long
like,
time ago. Though.
That was like when I was like, oh, like I
love this bitch. Yeah, exactly.
That was like the start of our friendship.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Polly is my girl.
Yeah. No, you're like one of the first friends that I made in the friend group.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy. You're definitely the first friend that I hung out with. Like on my own outside of the friendship.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you for your friendship. It's been a wild ride. It's almost been 3 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And no, seriously, I feel like this is just gonna be fun, and I appreciate you for being open-minded. And yeah, thank you to Audie as well.
Yeah, Audie. Shout out Audie.
And yeah, that's all I got.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.